Joe Biden was talking to a group of potential donors.
Oh, he was just talking.
Yeah, and he said when a questioner asked him, well, what do you think about how dangerous Donald Trump is? He said, well, Margaret Thatcher, I was talking to her the other day, and she told me that she's really scared of Donald Trump as president. Now, Margaret Thatcher has been dead since 2013. All right.
Yeah.
So I guess Joe is now talking to the dead.
Well, there's another thing he said. I think it probably was at that donor meeting. He actually I think it was at the same donor meeting. He said, or one person asked him, "Are you going to talk it tough to Trump or something like that?" And he goes, "No. I'm going to rise above. I'm going to be the moral authority." Then later it goes on. He actually called later in that same that very same donor meeting. He called Trump an SOB.
No, he called him a clown. Here's a clown calling another person a clown. It's really funny.
I know.
The other funny thing that happened to me today. The other funny thing that happened. We're going to be talking about funny things today. If you recall, okay? Yeah. You be my laugh track, okay? So the other funny thing was Facebook announced today that in 50 years the dead accounts on Facebook will outnumber the living accounts, and that they will not put ads on the pages of the dead. Okay.
That's a good.
Unless I contacted a high-level official in Facebook. I said, but what if heaven and hell exist, and Amazon Prime actually starts delivering to heaven or hell? Will you put ads? They said definitely. They will. They will do it. So I'm going to talk to Michael Shermer, and we're going to get this whole thing about heaven and earth, because that's the title of his book.
Yeah, you have to download. Yeah.
So you know what? It's really interesting that so many comedians cannot go to college campuses now because they cannot tell ethnic jokes or sexual jokes or
I mean they can't go anywhere. They can't go anywhere now.
What's your favorite politically incorrect joke? But keep it clean. Keep it clean. We don't want it.
Oh my word! There's so many of them. My favorite politically incorrect joke. Yeah. Probably one that has something to do with Turks.
Oh, tell me.
Well, it's not a politically incorrect joke, but it is offensive. Okay, so there's these two Armenians that are getting on a train. Okay? There's two Armenians that get on a train. I don't know what they're doing on the train, but they get on the train. And there's these two Turks. They're on the same train.
Right.
I don't know why they're there. So the Turks, they each buy one ticket each, but they notice, because, they like spying on the Armenians, both of them together, they only buy one, and they both get on the train. Like,
right.
We should watch these sneaky Armenian folk people. So they sit down and they watch the first thing the Armenians do, they go straight to the lavatory, both together.
Together?
Together, yes.
I thought this was a clean joke.
No. So the ticket collector comes around, there's a ticket, ticket. He knocks on the door of the bathroom, says, ticket. Slide the one ticket underneath. And the Turks look at each other. These Armenians, they know a thing or two. Yeah, these Armenians. Yeah. Let's do that when we get on the way back. Yes, we do that. Yes, we do that. Okay. Well, so they go on the way back. They're still watching those Armenians. They don't buy any ticket. Stupid Armenians. They're cheapskate. Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah. So the two Turks, they buy their one ticket. They go straight to the bathroom and lock the door behind them. So then the Armenian knocks on the door and says, ticket!
That's good. Now, you see, that's an ethnic joke, but it's perfectly, it wasn't an offensive.
Well, I have another, you want an ethnic joke? I got an ethnic joke for you.
Okay.
So there's God, and he's creating the races. In this joke, there are multiple races. Get over it. So, he gives,
This is a racist joke? This is a racist joke? Is this racist?
Sure, everything's racist nowadays, so yeah. So, this is how he does it. He takes them on a little conveyor belt through the different rooms. So, for the Asians, when he takes them to the eye room, he gives them the almond-shaped eyes. And for the, blacks, he gives them the more melanin-infused skin when he goes to the skin room. But you see, the Armenian comes along. He goes, "You are my special, special child." See, and so they come to the nose room, and he goes, "I will let you pick your nose." And so the Armenians looking around and go, "Wow, wow, there's just so many of them." So how much do they cost? And God looks at the Armenian and says, "For you, my good son, no charge." "Really? Well, then give me the biggest one you've got."
And he did. And he did.
And he did. And they did the exact same thing to the eyebrows, too.
You realize by the time you're my age, your nose is going to be huge.
Yes. I mean, I'm going to have a watermelon on my face. I'm well aware. Yes.
I got 2 jokes I want to tell you. One is about, it's Jewish. It's a Jewish joke. Because I
Oh, that was almost as good as the Joe Biden one. Go ahead. Yeah.
I worked at a Jewish delicatessen. Favorite joke during Passover. Okay.
Okay.
The High Holy Days, and so there are two homeless black men walking along the train tracks in back of the synagogue during the High Holy Days celebration with the Jews, and they're walking along. All of a sudden, they hear this
the chauffeur, right? The chauffeur.
The shofar, yeah, the shofar.
Not the driver with the cute little
no,
cat.
Right. So one of the black homeless guys says, "Would that be?" And the other one says, "You fool! Don't you know what that is? That be the Jews up there on the synagogue hill, and this be the High Holy Days, and they done be blowing the shofar." And the other one says, "Ooh, they sure is good to the help."
Is that the punchline? The show is good.
Actually, the real punchline is, "Ooh, I love them Jews. They sure be good to the help."
Okay. Oh, the reference to the movie The Help, right? The movie. The
okay.
Help
last joke is why is married life like the banking business?
Go back. Oh.
Why is married life like the banking business, Alex?
Why is married life like the banking business?
Because, Alex, you put it in, you take it out, and you lose interest. Now, maybe the social justice warriors are right. We shouldn't be telling these jokes.
Well, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
See, I'm of the opinion that your jokes can be as offensive as you want. However, this is extremely, you have the freedom of speech to do it. However, students and people have every right to ban you on a legal standpoint.
Yeah.
But they do have, I believe, the right to ban you on a moral standpoint if your joke is offensive.
Yeah.
But only if the comedian breaks the sacred rule of telling the wrong joke to the wrong audience. See, you can be as offensive as you want. You want to tell a rape joke? Do so at your own expense.
Yeah.
If you want to crack a filthy, offensive joke and you offend people and they boo you and they ban you, and you deserved it simply because you told it in poor taste.
Well,
you do not have the.
What do you mean by ban? You're leaving something important out here.
Well, we'll
what
say.
Do you mean by ban me? How am I going to be banned?
Well, say you want to perform at a college campus, and students will disinvite you and make sure you never come again.
Well, they don't have to buy a ticket. They don't have to attend. Some students want me to come. So what's wrong with them staying home and staying away? They don't have to be there to be there.
If it's a community sponsored that's the wrong term, publicly funded college, then I believe that local voters and local students, they have the right, if they don't want to spend money to host you, you can go somewhere else off campus. And not. That's sorry. Probably not.
I don't realize that you were such a social justice warrior, such a Marxist. Wow, you really changed.
I'm I'm conflating publicly funded schools with privately funded schools. I apologize.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's been so long since I've been to college. I forgot the different tenets for that.
You never went to college. You went to Santa Bumpkin Silly College.
I know.
You never went to college. Okay.
Yes, if a comedian gets invited by a particular group on campus,
Right.
then yes, you do, at a publicly funded campus, yes, you do not have to go if you do not like that person, if it's offensive. If it's
Right.
a private institution,
Yeah.
and you offend the powers that be at the private institution, they have every right to disinvite you
No,
to
they
their private.
don't. No, they don't.
Sure
No, they
they do.
don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. If I'm invited by a school club, a student club at a private college, and this is a real college and a real university, not some fake college like Santa Bumpkin Silly College or any other public college that we're. If the student government gave money to a student organization to invite a speaker, nobody is compelled to go there.
No, of course.
So what's the difference? If you're going to be offended by my jokes, what's the point? Don't go.
At
Stay home.
a private institution,
Yeah.
at a private institution, somebody comes, says something people don't like, yeah, they can walk out, they can do whatever they want, protest,
Right.
as long as they're being peaceful.
But the point of going to any college is to be in contact with ideas and expressions that offend you. That is what you go to college for.
This is interesting. You think the point of an education is to be offended?
Yes. Yes,
Really?
it is to entertain ideas that offend you, that are alien and foreign and mysterious and strange to you. To
Wait. You insert a couple things that don't necessarily offensive things aren't necessarily different for one. They're not necessarily.
Maybe. But they might
Yes,
be.
they could,
but you won't know until you get there. But you won't know. You won't know until you get there, will you? And if you bar them from going there,
what you're effectively saying is that offensiveness is what you should be seeking.
okay,
that
we shouldn't
essence
talk over
of
each
it.
other. Okay, we shouldn't talk over each other. Let's not talk over each other. Okay.
But
My point is that you're not going to know that it's offensive unless you actually go. Okay.
well, you can have a pretty good indication whether or not you think or feel it's going to be offensive.
Well, I'm really sorry to hear that you have
the advertisement's good enough.
I'm sorry to hear you have joined the cultural Marxist club. Really sorry to hear that. That's really sad.
No,
My whole opinion of you.
Okay, I'm sure. Right? Do you really? What do you really think I believe? What do you really think? What do you really? No, I think that
on this topic.
I think that I'm not speaking necessarily in a legal stance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking more in a stance that I disagree that people should do things just for the sake of being offended.
Why not? Why not?
People should go for the sake of being
Why not?
because
You don't have to listen to me. Offend you.
I don't know. I don't understand that analogy. I think that we should go for the sake of learning. If a byproduct of that is offensiveness, and grin and bear it. But I don't think that we should go for the sake of being offended and then expect a byproduct to be learning. I think that's the wrong mentality to have.
Well, I guess we're going to have to agree to disagree on this.
Wait, no. I want to be very, very clear here. You're saying that we should specifically do things that offend us for the sake of being offended.
Sometimes yes. Sometimes yes. Not all the time, but yes, sometimes yes.
I don't think we should seek
our friend Jason Hill wrote a whole book about sometimes it's good to be offensive. Yeah.
Interesting.
Especially when we're involved in a cultural
There's a
cultural war.
huge difference between being offensive. There's a huge difference between being offensive and being offended.
Well, of course.
A huge difference.
Of course there is. We're not talking about that. That's not even a discussion. That's not even under consideration. Okay?
I think that offensive things, if you properly understand the other person genuinely has a good idea, it may appear offensive, but if you seek it in honesty, and it is an honest opinion, it will not be offensive. That's what I really believe.
Well,
True good ideas are not offensive.
I'll give you the last word. There you go. Thanks, Alex. Bye-bye.
I bet.